Hey guys, in today's video I'll be unboxing some items from a slow fashion brand called Damson Madder. They have been casting their romantic gaze over to me for a long time, primarily through Vinted. Every time I've scrolled through there, I've seen the cute like giant collar shirts or the really cute check dresses with the bow details. Damson Madder is honestly just in a league of its own. They have the cutest, patootiest stuff. I love how they mix kind of preppiness with maximalism. I was very much drawn to this brand. I feel like the pieces are so standout. They're very, very cute. And having had a read of the About Us section, they have quite a nice story. So there was a lady called Emma who worked in fashion for a long time and she didn't like some of the practices and how unsustainable a lot of them were. So she went out and started her own business and she wanted to make sure that she has very unique standout pieces that are very slow fashion, that last for a really long time and are designed in London. As someone that lives in the UK, if I have something that has been designed and made here, it is a really, really cool concept. It kind of feels like you get a little gift from a place that you live. Even though actually, I don't know if these things are manufactured in the UK, but we're gonna just skip over that for now. I ordered quite a few pieces. Usually I set myself a £300 limit for these hauls. It allows me to have a nice selection from every single category. Damson Madder is a little bit more expensive, so I had to spend something in the region of £400 to get something from every single category, and they sent me this giant box, which made me feel like I did some excessive spending. My experience shopping on the website initially was really good. They have a really nice layout, everything's really easy to find, and they don't have a million items on the website. So if you click the view all category, you can get through everything in one sitting. I think it only takes about half an hour to scroll through all of their items. I picked out all the bits that I wanted, put it into my basket, and I purchased it, as you usually would. About a day later, I then got an email from somebody at Damson Madder telling me that unfortunately 2 of the items I selected were no longer in stock, so there was a bit of a stock issue on their website. I was really disappointed because one of the dresses I have been dying to get my hands on since I saw it over on Instagram. It is the cutest, like, actually I'm not going to spoil anything, you guys will see in a minute, because they did actually after a couple of days find these said items. So I don't really know what happened there. Obviously I got the email where they were like, oh, you must pick something else or you can have 20% off or a full refund, and then 2 days later it's like, don't worry about all of that, shipped it out for next day delivery, it's on its way to you. So that was a very weird experience. I do like the nice personal touch that they emailed me directly to have this conversation and give me a few options, but it was also kind of aggro I didn't really need. So anyway, as I said, they shipped it next day delivery and this giant box was delivered to my door, and because of the issues I have already opened this and I've made sure that all of the items I ordered are actually in this box, and they are. So it opens up like that and it has Damson Madder written at the top. So the whole box is cardboard and all of the items come in these little like plastic bags.
I feel like I'm looking down into a well. This thing is honestly so deep.
Okay, so it is wrapped in a degradable plastic bag, which is actually quite nice to see. Ooh, that is the softest hat I think I've ever felt. So amongst all of their cute preppy shirts and dresses, they have a very cute cap selection. This comes in a few colors. Originally, I think I want to say the blue because I'm typically drawn to blue colored hat, but this yellow one was the only one they had in stock and I just loved it. Like, look at that cute little Damson Madder smiley face at the front. I love that it has little flower details, which I think is in line with their branding. They like to use flowers for a lot of their stuff, and this beautiful yellow color I think is in trend at the moment. I don't have anything in this color. I usually feel like pastels wash me out. So as I said, first impressions, it's very, very soft. It seems very good quality. The clasp on the back is metal. Maximum style, minimal impact. So the garment contains certified organic cotton, reducing water usage and limiting its environmental impact. That's really nice. I do like the story behind all of these. It is made in China, not made in the UK. I'm glad I cleared that up. They only had one size and it is adjustable, so hopefully this one fits. And this is the cap on. I don't know if maybe it's just me, but this visor seems extra big. Like, I feel like I am shielding out every ray of sunshine that can possibly exist. This is very, very big. It's much bigger than any hat I've had before, but the fit of it is really nice. So it fits my head quite nicely. This little strap I did have to tighten a little, but not too much. And overall, I think it's pretty cute. I think I'm still a bit shocked to see such a light color against my skin tone because, like I said, I've never worn baby yellow before. My hats are gray and blue, and I think that is about it. Or cream, but I feel like that is such a neutral, it almost doesn't count. But it's kind of like yellow and red. It's a very unusual combo for me, but I like the fit. It feels like a really nice, secure hat. Like, I feel like I could definitely go for like a nice dance around, and this hat is not going anywhere. Wow, that genuinely just didn't move. Yeah, it feels really nice and thick, really good quality. It feels nice and soft. It definitely feels very secure. I like it. This is definitely a big thumbs up from me. Okay, so it looks like at top here we've just got the accessories. So the next thing I have picked up is this beautiful hair scrunchie bow. So I don't know if I'm crazy, but I just loved their scrunchie section. I spent most of my time scrolling through there. They use all of these beautiful check patterns and really lovely colors, and they do scrunchies in a way that I've not seen before. So they typically have like built-in bows so you can tie it up. And this one I loved the most. It is this like creamy black and red scrunchie, and it has a little bow that you can tie. So you can pop that on literally just like that, tie up the bow, and it looks really cute and elegant. It seems like a very minimal effort but maximum appearance type of vibe. So this one is also 100% organic cotton. These are a little bit pricey, so I think this one costs something in the region of £25, which for a scrunchie I felt like was a little excessive. But now that it's here, it does feel very thick, very good quality. It definitely feels like it's worth the money rather than just being something cheap like you find in Primark. This actually has a bit of weight to it and a bit of structure. We're gonna have to, hello. I've never worn one of these, so I'm gonna have to play around with how to make this look best, but I think that's all there is to say really. Let's pop this on and see if it's as cute as I hope and as cute as it looked on the model. Okay, so we have the bow on, and after a couple of tries, I think I've got it. I think it's supposed to look like this with the like bow hanging down the back in a bun shape. I thought that you could wear this with like a ponytail, but I think you need to have long, thick hair for that to work, because on me it looked a little bit weird. This kind of like fan piece seems to need a big bun to go around, but I think it's very, very cute. I do feel like a little ballerina about to enter my little pageant show or something. It is very cute. It makes me feel like I'm wrapped up like a cute present, but it is nice and dressy. Like I said, they had lots of different options, lots of different like tartans and dots and whatever. I am making this up because I can't remember what the other patterns were, but they were just as cute as this one. I do like the bow detail hanging down at the bottom. I, again, don't know if I have tied that up correctly, but I think it's working. I think it's really cute. And like I said, really good quality, a nice little piece. Okay, so the final accessory we've got. So I had a hat, a hair accessory, and then we've got a little handbag as well. I seem to have been really drawn to this baby yellow, clearly, when I was shopping that day, because this is a baby yellow bag. This one feels very different to the other bits actually. It's still really good quality, but the fabric is almost like a winter coat, like a puffer coat, if that makes sense. I'm hoping that I'm summarizing it well with the ASMR sound I'm giving you there. But I thought it was adorable. It seems like a very simple bag. It's a nice zip at the top there. That's a decent quality zip actually. So we have a little bit of space. It's not the biggest bag in the world, but I think I could definitely get enough of my stuff in there, like a purse, bag, lipstick, like it's a decent sized bag. I quite like that their strap is adjustable, so it comes with a bow that you can untie and you can have it as long or as short as you want, or you could possibly even wear this crossbody. I'm not really sure. I love all of the ruffle details. It kind of goes in line with their preppy bow aesthetic. And yeah, I think this is really adorable. I wonder what this is made out of. So the garment contains recycled fibers. Okay, I'm excited to play around with this and see how all of the different options of wearing it look. I think it's pretty cute. Let's try it on properly. So let's pop on this little shoulder bag that I've got a little matching hat on. I know the outfit is so random for this combo, but let's just roll with it. So this is what the bag looks like completely unadjusted. I think it's cute. I do like this little bow detail, gives it like a pop of something interesting. The loudness of the bag is a bit annoying, so like as I'm moving my arms around, it's literally like wearing a winter coat, or like waterproofs actually, the way that they like rustle as you're trying to do your thing. That is one thing I'm noticing. And also, you guys will probably notice in the last couple of seconds that I've been speaking, it keeps falling down my shoulder. I don't know if that's like user error or I don't know, but like, there it goes. Maybe once it's filled up and it's got some heaviness inside, it won't fall down so much. Let me just see if I can shove something in real quick. Okay, so all I could find was a teacup and some dart boxes. So we're just gonna like shove those in there. So there's some stuff in it. Okay, it's definitely sliding down a little, but it is wanting to stay up a bit more with an additional bit of weight. And I feel like once I have my giant brick of a phone, I don't know why iPhones just weigh so much, but once that is in here, I feel like it will definitely keep it nice and steady. But it is a very cute bag. Let's see if we can untie this and try it in a different way. Ooh, okay, so this is the strap length that you get. So there's a lot to play around with. So like I said, you could definitely make this a crossbody, which is actually pretty cute. I do like that. Or you could have a longer shoulder or a or like a shorter shoulder bag. It is really, really adjustable. That is such a nice feature. I've never seen that on a bag before. And there we go. So that is it in crossbody mode. Also, I don't know why I keep standing like this, like some sort of like old school fashionista vibe, but let's just roll with it. Okay, so we are finally venturing into the clothes, and the first thing is a jumper cardigan. Ooh, okay, so this feels nice and thick as well, very stretchy. It is a green and navy knitted like jumper cardigan. They wore this as a top rather than a cardigan, so I'll probably try and style it in the same way. I was drawn to this because of the color. I absolutely love green. I don't have enough of it in my wardrobe considering it's my favorite color. I love the button down detail. It is, like I said, very, very stretchy. So I got this in a size 12 and it is made out of certified organic cotton again. I feel like it's a really good choice because it does really, you can really feel the quality in the items. Usually I find with stretchy things is that they overstretch, like they overdo it so much that it's kind of draping off your body. But this feels like it will still retain its structure but have the stretch for comfort rather than appearance. This would be a very versatile piece. I feel like you could wear this all year round depending on how you style it. I can see it with a mini skirt, some chunky loafers, or with some jeans as well. I'm excited about this one. Let's pop it on and see what we think. So here is the stripy top on. I am in two minds about this. I do really like it. It feels really nice and soft on the skin. I love the color scheme. The buttons are really cute and a little DM on the bottom. The only thing that I don't love, because it is a stretchy fabric, is it kind of like lumps against these parts of my body, which I don't really love. If you have a smaller bust, these tops sit really nicely and like flat and it's really complimentary. But if you do have anything going on up here, this top will tell you about it. But I do really like it. I think it's really soft. I feel like with this black mini skirt that I've just chucked on, so this isn't the Damson Madder piece, this is something I have already. I feel like this with some chunky loafers could be a really cute vibe. It's like casual but smart. You could even put on like a little collared shirt underneath if you wanted to really smarten this up. But for me, this would be probably the way that I would wear it. I like it, but I don't think I like it enough to keep it, but this one will be going back. All right, the next thing, oh, I'm excited about these. I feel like with most brands, you just have to try the jeans to see what they're like. Some brands, the jeans just feel like awful, crappy, like very rigid material. Others are very soft. So this one, first impressions, feels like quite luxurious actually. It's soft but rough. It feels like it's nicely structured. I quite like this denim actually. So I was drawn to this because it is a check pair of jeans, but it's still blue, which I really like. So it's got like the darker blue against lighter blue to create the check effect. I also haven't mentioned this, but they have Damson Madder written on this really thick white label, which I think is a nice touch. It's very standout. And then the final thing that I loved about these is the butt detail. So it does have, I think it says Damson. Yeah, Damson across the back pockets, which I thought was really interesting. All of these tiny little quirks add personality to the garment, and I really, really love that. Even the button says Damson Madder. They have really not skimped out on anything with these. And again, this one contains recycled cotton. One thing I didn't spot actually in the picture is it does have a stripe going across the front of the leg, which is very unusual. I wonder how that would change the shape of the jean, because it will obviously split it out and this bit will be a bit looser. I am so excited to pop these on. I feel like they're actually going to look great with that top that we got as well. Okay, let's try these on. Here we have the check jeans on. I do really like these, but there are a few issues with this garment, unfortunately. The first one, as I said, I usually wear a size 12 in bottoms, and these are a size 12, but my God, are they snug in like this butt region. I feel like I would need to size up maybe to a 14, but then the waist would be too big. Like this one fits perfectly. I feel like with the 14 would be too big, but but at least it will give me the room that I need on the butt. The other issue is that stripe that I found so interesting and I loved so much. When you are walking, it is like the most sensory overload experience. I hate it. It's like little scratchy over my legs as I just try and mind my business. It reminds me a little bit of like embroidery that you have on a jeans. If it is touching your skin, it is like the most horrible, itchy, gross feeling in the world. And that is unfortunately what you get with these. The good things are that visually they look really beautiful. They are a very interesting fit. They're kind of like a widey straight leg, which is not a type of jean that I think I've worn before. So it's really interesting to see this on my body. The other thing is, I don't know if you've noticed, but the length is pretty perfect, which makes me think that these are supposed to be like ankle grazer crops on a normal height person. But for me, they're hitting at the heels, which is more or less the perfect length. I do like them a tiny bit longer just so they sit on top of my shoes, but I feel like this isn't a bad length at all, which is really shocking. I felt like I would need to alter all of these if I'd kept them. But they are a very beautiful pair of jeans. They feel really thick and luxurious on. You definitely feel that quality, which is really nice. It's a shame about the fit because it is honestly suffocating my butt. She is screaming back there for more air, more room. Right, let's go back into our well of stuff. So next thing is a shirt. Of course, I had to get one of their giant collar shirts. And this is also a shirt that they have really gone for it with the advertising. It is this like sailor style shirt. It is fitted, it's got this giant collar, buttons all the way down, these puff sleeves. It is in theory right up my street. That is adorable. Look at the back of that. So quality of this one, I'm pleased that it is still very soft. And even the collar is the same material. I do find some brands put the collar in like a different material, something a bit cheaper, just so that it like retains its shape. But they have gone for the same material all the way. I also love that the sleeves have these kind of layers on the top there, which is really interesting. I also didn't spot that in the photo. And this one is once more certified organic cotton. I think the pops of red are a really good touch against the white. It really makes it stand out. I'm very excited. Let's pop this one on. So here's this one. It's definitely an unusual design. It's not like anything I have ever put on my body, which actually Damson Madder do want to create things that are very unique and very slow fashion. And I feel like they've definitely nailed it with this one. The fit is really unusual. So again, I got this in a size 12. And if you don't have like a small waist, this shirt would just not do up. Like it is very cinched around this part and it doesn't really give you much room for this part. So for me with my body shape, this is really ill-fitting. I do love the collar detail. I think the collar is really cool. It makes me feel like a little sailor out on my boat. It's very cute, but it does make me look extra broad. And the giant sleeves don't help with that. They're like balloon sleeves with this giant collar. I just feel like the proportions are not right. I don't know if I'm just being extra critical, but there is just something about this shirt that's really confusing my brain. It's probably because it is just so different and so unique in its shaping and proportions, and yeah, I am very confused by this one. But the good news is the quality is really nice. So the shirt does feel really nice, thick and heavy, and it does that nice like shirt rustle when you are putting it on. It is cute. It's really well made. It's just the design's not quite right for me. Okay, so we've got, I think, 2 items left. So we had a pair of jeans and then I got a pair of trousers. Well, these might be jeans as well, actually. I've just noticed again, these are the butter yellow color. I really did like yellow this day. Honestly, there's nothing else in my wardrobe this color. Just for some reason, I was really drawn to it. So here we go, another butter yellow thing. So this is a striped pair of trousers. This is really thick and heavy. It definitely feels a lot more luxurious than I was expecting it to, which is really interesting. So the stripes are blue, it's got a dark blue, and then the whole base is this baby yellow color. I think from memory, these might be a slightly barrel shaped trouser, which I've never tried, and I'm really curious how it would look on my body shape. The Damson Madder stuff does have really good reviews, so I'm hoping that this is the right brand to try the barrel jeans from and not somewhere cheaper. So they've again got the Damson Madder stitched on the back of the butt, a really nice elastic waist, which is great. Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's pop these guys on and see what we think. Now we have this baby yellow striped pair on. I am very conflicted with these again. I feel like these clothes are really introducing a different vibe that I've not put on my body before, and it's really confused my brain. So as I said, these are the baby yellow with the blue stripes, and I kind of of feel like they're cute, but then I also kind of feel like I look like a clown off duty, which is not really my usual vibe, but I don't hate them by any means. They are a nice oversized baggy fit. I do like some of the features with it, and I do quite like the cut of these. They're obviously a bit longer than the blue jeans were, so if I were to keep these, I would have to take these up just a bit, just so that they are not dragging on the floor and I don't create gaping holes on the bottom. But other than that, the quality is really lovely. They feel really nice and soft on the skin. They feel very comfy. They almost feel like I'm not wearing anything, especially because you have this elastic at the top there that makes it really, really comfortable. When I first put these on, I felt like they might be a little big fitting because they are a baggy fit and the waist is elasticated. Like, you've got a lot of room going on here, but I just don't know. I don't know if they are for me. I don't know if I'm just confused because of the fit is different to what I'm used to, or if these just don't look cute. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, but I really don't know about these ones. I am so conflicted. I don't know. These are really doing something to my brain. All right, and then on to the final boss. So this is the dress that I said I have been eyeing up for probably the last 6 months. So whenever they actually released this and did the advert over on Instagram, it worked on me. I just couldn't justify spending the money at the time. But now that I spent all of this, why not just add an extra piece? So this is a t-shirt style dress that has a beautiful collar on the front. It is a blue leopard print running all throughout, which I felt like was loud, but not too loud. So you can definitely settle this down with like a nice white shirt underneath. I love the giant collar and the little tie detail at the front there as well. It's got buttons all the way down. And this was the one that I got in a size 10, and I was worried that it might be a little snug. And if I do up the top button, yeah, this might be a little snug. We'll try it on anyway, and hopefully it doesn't look totally awful. But again, the quality of this one is really good. It's very similar to the pair of jeans that we had, so definitely seem to be quite consistent with the fabric. This one doesn't have any fancy tags around it being cotton or anything. I'll see if it says it on the inside. So this just says contains recycled content. So the way that the model had this styled in the photos was she wore a long sleeve white shirt poking out on top of this collar. So we will try popping this one on. I need to put this down because it's actually so heavy, it's hurting my arm. So we've got the little Damson Madder detail on the back there, again in red, which is their signature color, and everything just feels really nicely done. I don't see any loose threads or anything. Yeah, let's pop this one on. So here we have the grand finale. The dress that I should have just got my regular size, but I got the smallest size, and you can absolutely tell, like, this is the highest I can bring my arms up without it feeling like it's going to tear off my body. It's such a shame because I love this dress. I think it's so cute. It's got this beautiful A-line shape, which I really love when they poke out on the leg. Makes me feel like a cute little toddler, and I am here for that. I love this collar. I love that it's not extremely oversized like some of the items that we've had already. You do get the little square bit on the back, which is so cute, and this tie detail at the front is really doing it for me. I do really like this leopard print. It's very subtle, but it's also adding a little bit of an interesting touch, which I think is so cute. It's shapeless yet shapeful. I know that this dress has been completely sold out in pretty much all of the sizes, so I probably won't be able to go back and get my usual size in this one, so I just have to enjoy the 5 minutes I've got this one before I send it back and never see it again. But the good thing is the quality feels really lovely. It's nice and soft. It feels really heavy on the skin. Even the bits on the sleeves are really soft and comfortable. This bow detail feels like you just need to tie it once and it's going to stay there all day. I just really like it. The buttons are really nice. All of it's really well made, and it's designed perfectly. I think it is just the most beautiful dress. I am just stupid and I got the wrong size. So that was everything that I bought from Damson Madder. It has definitely been a roller coaster. I feel like the designs are very unique. They're very different to anything I've tried on before, and I've really confused my brain, which I think is a success from a brand's perspective, because with this one in particular, they want to be slow fashion. They want to introduce something very different that's not out there already, and I would say that they've definitely succeeded. Their sizing has been a little bit all over the place, but generally consistent. So I feel like if you get your true size, you should more or less be in the right ballpark. There might be things that are slightly snug fitting, slightly loose fitting, but I do find that in general is the thing with brands. You can't really get the same size and everything and it works as a woman. I don't know why. Things are just created differently. So overall, I'd say that the brand gets a big thumbs up from me. I feel like they are excellent. The quality is really good. Every single thing I got felt really luxurious, very thick, very soft, and that is what you expect to see from a brand that charges maybe be a little bit more than some of the other options, but I feel like the quality is just so good that it is definitely worth spending the money. I've definitely enjoyed this one and I will definitely be shopping with them again. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd love to see you all again, so subscribe and I will see you next time. Bye.